come to brief him about the situation in my state surrounding the inconclusive elections. I'm not seeking any action of Mr. President.
It's not about the election, it's about the peace, to ensure that I have a very good, peaceful elections in my state.
Bauchi and Plateau governors come calling to the seat of power, but it's nothing to do with the electoral process in their states, or is it?
We appreciate the huge mandate you're giving us.
It's a family get-together for the APC in Kwara State. Time for Information Minister to convert support for the governor-elect of the state.
I'm not going to comment about what the witness said, because that is a matter for the court to assess.
Trial of suspended Chief Justice Onogen commences at Code of Conduct Tribunal. And candidates without biometric verification cannot participate in 2019 UTME. That's JAM's rule. Good evening. Welcome to the network news on the network service of the NTA. I am Kene Ima Abodike. Michael Olaleye is also on the news tonight from Lagos. Let's get started from the Aso Villa, the seat of power, where President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to the governors of Bauchi and Plateau states as date for the supplementary elections in their states, and several others draw closer. The governors, however, made it clear that they did not come to seek for presidential intervention on the electoral process. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president also received the Lagos State Governor-elect, Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
The Lagos State Governor-elect, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was in the State House alongside the Deputy Governor-elect, Dr. Femi Hamzat. Apart from congratulating each other on their recent victories at the polls, the visit provided the opportunity for the president and his guests to discuss the tasks ahead, especially as it relates to the sustainable development of Lagos State. Mr. Sanwo-Olu assured the president that he is fully prepared to take the Center of Excellence to the next level.
We know that with a mega city of our status, it comes with a lot of challenges. But we're lucky that we've been part of it before now. And so we're excited that the solutions we're bringing up, right, that we've identified on the campaign trail will very quickly be able to bring about positive development that would improve the quality of life and ease all of the challenges that we currently have in Lagos.
In the meantime, issues of governance, security, and the forthcoming supplementary elections dominated discussions as President Muhammadu Buhari met separately behind closed doors with the governors of Bauchi and Plateau states. Speaking to newsmen shortly after, the governors expressed confidence in their ability to emerge victorious and thanked the president for his stance on due process and the rule of law.
The president is the chief executive and the chief security officer of the nation. I have come to brief him about the situation in my state surrounding the inconclusive elections, where a returning officer has made a declaration. Only an election petitions tribunal can reverse that. But INEC is attempting to reverse itself in the case of Bauchi. For that reason, there is a need for me to come and brief Mr. President, because what they are doing has the potential of touching on the security of the state. I'm not seeking any action of Mr. President. You know Mr. President is a stickler for procedure. And what I pointedly told him was, I'm not here to seek for you to interfere on our behalf, sir, but to brief you on what is happening and then what actions that I have taken.
How ready are you for the rerun?
If they are going to do it now, we are ready for it. I don't know who is afraid of a rerun in Tafawa Balewa.
You know my passion for peace in my state. It's not about the election, it's about the peace, to ensure that I have a very good, peaceful elections in my state. So far, so good. We've had a very, very peaceful election. That was my briefing with Mr.
The supplementary elections, are you afraid? Are you panicking? Or are you among those saying that I should not hold?
Well, how can I be afraid when almost all the areas that they cancel were my votes? So for me, the election is as good has concluded in Plateau State is also an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity for people whose votes were cancelled. That's what when people came. They said, look, our votes were cancelled. We want to go back again and make sure that our votes will count this time. So that is why I will support the election. I say, let's go back and conduct the election. If they like, let them conduct the election more than once. We will still win in Plateau State. The Plateau people are very happy that it is going to be continuation of completion of projects and initiation of new projects.
Both Governors Mohamed Abubakar of Bauchi and Simon Lalong of Plateau are seeking re-election for a second term in office, which can only be determined by the supplementary elections scheduled for Saturday this week. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has urged the people of Kwara State to forge a common front in supporting the elected governor of the state when he assumes office. The minister said this is necessary to enable him remain focused and deliver on campaign promises. Anthony Forson reports that the minister stated this at an APC family get-together in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital.
In attendance at the meeting were party leaders, stakeholders, and a cross-section of sons and daughters of Kwara who have come from far and near to contribute to the Otoge movement, which has brought victory to the party, just as they celebrate the liberation from maladministration and bad governance. Taking turns to make observations, contributions, or outright expectations from the governor-elect, the people were quick to remind the governor-elect not to dampen the morale of the people by reneging on his campaign promises, but should carry the people along and make their welfare his priority. It is against this background that the minister called for caution in expectations.
Be patient with us. It's easier to destroy than to build. We would be mindful of our responsibility towards the people of Kwara State. We appreciate the huge mandate you're giving us and will live up to expectations.
He said the victory they celebrate today is as a result of a collective sacrifice made by all. The governor-elect, who took note of all observations, comments, and expectations, assured that their mandate will not be denied them, as his administration will start from the scratch. This little boy, who caught the minister's attention, had also come with a request, asking the incoming governor to pay attention to education and health. In Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now, Kano leaders of thought under the auspices of Concerned Citizens Initiative have urged political parties to avoid overheating the political atmosphere in the state ahead of governorship rerun. They also demand for healthy electioneering campaigns and shun acts capable of destroying the future of youth in the state. Chairman of the initiative, Bashir of Mantofa, said this while addressing journalists ahead of the rerun governorship election in Kano. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
Following the March 9th governorship and state assembly elections, as well as declaration of governorship result inconclusive, the Kano Concerned Citizens Initiative has been intervening positively to ensure peaceful atmosphere in the state. This meeting is aimed at informing other stakeholders on the need to give peace a chance and to forestall unnecessary tension or violence that might arise during the rerun election.
It is also very necessary to plead with all the arms of our security architecture to remain alert and vigilant from now until the formal declaration of the rerun elections and after. Sufficient personnel must be detailed and posted to each of the polling stations and local governments of the state that make up all the votes that were cancelled by INEC.
The initiative pleaded with the electoral umpire to live up to expectation by providing election materials on time in all the affected polling units.
CCI also pleads that results of the election outcomes must be publicly announced without delay.
Kano Concerned Citizens Initiative therefore urged youth in the state not to be used by political parties to trigger violence before, during, and after the rerun election. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Turning to judiciary now, where trial has commenced in the alleged falsification of assets by the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. This follows the appearance of Justice Onogen to answer to the count charge preferred against him. Correspondent Olabode Arewa reports.
The Prosecution Counsel Ali Umar, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, tendered Code of Conduct Bureau forms and 5 other documents before the tribunal to prove that Justice Onogen tried to conceal the existence of 5 domiciliary accounts with the Standard Chartered Bank, but only declared his 2 accounts with the Union Bank. The first prosecution witness, James Akpala, also made presentations before the tribunal. The defense counsel, led by Adegboyega Igawumolo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, objected to the admissibility of Justice Walter Onogen's Code of Conduct forms for the year 2014 and 2016, alleging that they had been tampered with. The defense also alleged that the prosecution had made advance arrangements of the court processes on the 10th of January 2019 to charge Onogen well ahead of the commencement of investigations. The defense counsel refused to make comments.
I'm not going to comment about what the witness said because that is a matter for the court to assess.
The trial has been postponed till Thursday, 21st of March 2019. This is to allow Justice Walter Onogen to appear before the National Judicial Council, NJC. With the trial against Justice Walter Onogen continuing at the Code of Conduct Tribunal here in Abuja, the prosecution as well as the defense are expectant that justice will be done to the matter. From the Code of Conduct Tribunal here in Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, officers of the Temple of Justice are again tasked to continuously strive to enhance easy access to justice. Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, made a plea at the commencement of a national workshop for judicial officers administering justice at the lower courts in Abuja. Dele Atumbi tells us more.
Seated here are judges from area, Sharia and customary courts across the country. And the #1 judicial officer, the Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, is using the opportunity of having this category of judges to reiterate the important role their courts play in the administration of both civil and criminal justice in the country. Justice Muhammad reminded them that the constitutional role of the judiciary as an arbiter should be guided jealously and pointed out that actions and inactions of judges must always be in consonance with the Code of Conduct for judicial officers. He urged judicial officers to ensure the protection of human rights by finding and giving expression to the basic rights and freedom to which all human beings are entitled.
Democracy insists on the respect for the rule of law. Its principles also advocate the independence of the judiciary, the doctrine of separation of powers, guarantee of fundamental rights, freedom of expression epitomized by free press and media, as well as free and fair elections.
The administrator of National Judicial Institute, Justice Rosalind Bozimo, said the conference will avail judges at the lower courts the opportunity to cross-fertilize ideas in different areas of law.
To this end, the speedy and expeditious resolution of cases before your courts is highly encouraged.
The convergence of judges from area, Sharia and customary courts is to improve dispensation of justice at the trial courts. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
This is the network news on the network service of the NTA. We have more news ahead just after the break. Join us again.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, in conjunction with the Federal Road Safety Corps and the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe Sustainable Transport Division, cordially invites all to the workshop on the activation of the 5 United Nations Conventions on Road Traffic acceded to by Nigeria. Date: Tuesday 19th to Thursday 21st March 2019. Venue: Central Bank of Nigeria International Training Institute, 2 La Salle Street, off Shehu Shagari Way, Maitama, Abuja. Time: 11 a.m. For more details, please call the following numbers. BC Kazim, Core Public Education Officer, Announcer.
Inner strength? Yeah, that comes from the hard knocks that life throws at us. And we Nigerians, yeah, we know all about that. We don't stay down, we get up and fight. My name is Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua. There's always been a big piece of my heart that's Nigerian. It always said to me, never give up, dream big. Because after all, we come from a nation of warriors, man. And that's why I believe in Glow. We have that same tenacity, that Nigerian fighting spirit. To win, you've got to step in again and again and again. If you believe in yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Yeah, I used to be a bricklayer in England, but now I'm heavyweight champion of the world.
Always in your corner.
Glow, I halo.
Glow 4G LTE nationwide.
You know what a good life is? I'll tell you. It's when everything goes as it should. No interruptions, less worries.
Bachelor's degree, master's degree, on check.
Capital for my business, on check.
Will my business outlive me? That's on check.
Thanks to my loving parents, my future is now on check.
At my age, I can only have time to do something like this when my retirement is on check.
Whatever matters to you, we keep everything on check with African Alliance Insurance. African Alliance PLC, with you for life.
Ṣẹ́gun fún mi ó ṣe mo dúpẹ́ ọba dùn ẹnu. Ọmọ òní ní kò gbé tí wá kò ń gẹjẹ. O ò ní kábàámọ̀. Àbùkù òní kàn ẹ́ o. Ayé ò ní rí ẹ mú o. O ò ní dààmú. O ò ní ṣìrìn. O ò ní rí. Ó yá wọnú ògo tuntun lọ. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi. Ẹ tàmí ń kọ́. Ṣé ìwọ ti rókun tó gbẹ rí? Kò ní gbẹ́ bí. Àwọn ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó yá fi sí spíkà.
Get 5 times your recharge value to call all networks without restrictions. Recharge and dial *234# to enjoy this offer. Available to new and existing customers.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold, and it's that little jolt that you feel is the hot or the cold getting to the nerve of the tooth, causing that discomfort. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down. It has years of research behind it. It works.
Relieve tooth sensitivity with Sensodyne Daily Care 40 milligrams for just 350 naira only.
Getting around heartburn and indigestion can be tricky if you eat too much. Eat food that is too spicy or greasy, or lie down after eating. Heartburn and indigestion could always be around the corner. When they come, be prepared with Gaviscon Double Action. It works within 3 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours. Gaviscon Double Action. Many causes,
darkness can blind us. We are the strongest.
Malta Guinness is packed with B vitamins to fuel your greatness on the go.
Team huddle. But we lost. Don't be tired, guys. This isn't a loss. It's a practice for winning.
Nothing makes a mother prouder than seeing her child growing up. But I know as he learns to lead, he'll face even more dirt, germs, and risk of illness.
That's why in changing seasons, you need strong Dettol protection. Because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Welcome back. President Muhammadu Buhari's non-partisan stance on the forthcoming supplementary elections in some states is a clear departure from what Nigerians had experienced between 1999 and 2014. A statement by the Buhari Media Organization, BMO, says this is unprecedented and yet another reminder of the president's vow to leave a legacy of a robust and credible electoral process. The pro-Buhari group also noted that it was embarrassing that any APC leader or member would expect the president to manipulate the process to ensure victory for the ruling party in any of the states where gubernatorial rerun elections are slated to hold on Saturday. BMO also urged members of the opposition to desist from the heating of the polity with unsubstantiated allegations against President Buhari in the run-up to the supplementary election. The 15-member committee set up by the federal government and inaugurated last week by the vice president has hit the ground running on its assignment. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Office of the Vice President, Laolu Akonde, says the Buhari administration is determined to give the people the best of governance. He spoke to State House correspondent Jide Onifade.
Its next meeting is going to be next week, probably by the end of next week. But even between now and then, the work of the committee continues because, there are other background, compilation and consultations that are going on. And the important thing is to just assure the nation that the Buhari administration's second term is going to take off, with detailed programs, detailed policies after the work of this committee has been done.
Now, Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano says he will continue to provide the dividends of good governance to the people of the state. He stated this at a Thanksgiving Mass to mark the first year of his second term in office. Ndem Kalu has details.
In a show of gratitude to God for giving him the wisdom to pilot the affairs of the state, Governor Willie Obiano took to the altar of God to appreciate him for his grace. He commended the people of the state for supporting him irrespective of political affiliations, pointing out that the gross domestic product of the state has increased from 3 trillion naira to 4.3 trillion naira in the last 5 years.
In the 3 remaining years, I want to reassure the Anambra that we are not going to lower the wall. And what has helped us to achieve this great feat in just less than 5 years? One is the security. We all know how it was before 2014.
In a homily, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Onitsha, Most Reverend Valerian Okeke, commended the governor for his loyalty and humility while urging the people of the state to unite and work together with the governor to move the state forward.
When you live in faith and hope with your eyes on the golden crown, the effort becomes a pleasure in spite of the difficulties.
People of the state commended the governor for his giant strides in all sectors of the economy as they pledged their continuous support to his administration. The Thanksgiving Mass attracted members of the national and state legislators and people from all walks of life. From Oketiti, Ndem Kalo, NTA News.
Key players in Sanga local government area of Kaduna State have resolved to preach peace and end hostilities among various groups in the area. This was the outcome of a peace meeting in Kaduna, Achari Maxwell reports.
The meeting, which is at the instance of the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State Command, Ahmad Abdurrahman, is to provide solution to the killings and destruction of property in Sanga local government area of Kaduna State.
And this will be a stepping stone to one of my intentions. I'm going to use, as usual, my community policing, apparatus, especially community engagement, and allow it to bear on this so that we find a lasting solution.
After hours of deliberation behind closed doors, the stakeholders resolved to go back home and build confidence, mutual respect, and tolerance among their people.
We will be discussing with them, we will create a harmonious relationship amongst the people, and most importantly is to preach tolerance.
Now the message will be different, because the Commissioner of Police has advised us to tolerate and live in peace.
It was medicinal to us. We came with mixed feelings, but now we are going home happy.
The meeting is expected to bring relative peace in that area and beyond. From the Kaduna State Police Command, Chari Maxwell, NTA News.
On a sad note, Garrison Commander 33 Artillery Brigade Colonel Mohammed Barak has been reported killed along Jos Bauchi Road. Army Public Relations Officer of the command, Major Yahaya Nabiru Kabara, who confirmed the incident, said investigation is ongoing. Federal government says it is now ready to intensify efforts towards maximizing the hydropower potentials of the country. Water Resources Minister was speaking in Abuja as he received the full business case FBC compliance certificate of the Gurara hydropower from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC. Musbah Dan Wahab reports.
With less than 7,000 megawatts of electricity, Nigeria's government is harnessing every aspect of its energy mix to shore up the power supply capacity. Gurara hydropower presents such opportunity, at least to improve the socio-economic activities of Kaduna State and its surroundings. But then, the 30 megawatts and job opportunities that this project promises are literally stranded here due to a substation and transmission line still required to evacuate the power. So, the government opted for concessioning to unleash the Gurara hydropower potential.
We feel that we're working in tandem with the policies of government, and we think it's the right way to go, because we can't build such facilities with huge amounts of money and leave them lying fallow. Congratulations.
And here is a full business case FBC compliance certificate presented to Minister of Water Resources after the selection of a preferred bidder. The ICRC also presented the outline business case certificate on the 136 megawatts capacity Mayan hydropower in Taraba State and Bawarko hydropower in Benue State with 182 megawatts capacity, signaling commencement of concession arrangements.
So our interest here as ICRC is to ensure that this is done in line with international standards, because that is what will pull in the investments that will take Nigeria to the next level.
Signing and finalization of the agreements with the preferred bidder will now wait for the approval of a Federal Executive Council. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NT News.
Down to education, where the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, has cautioned state governments to desist from deliberately refusing to provide counterpart funding for basic education or risk deduction from source. The minister stated this at a media briefing on government's efforts to provide a total matching grant of 350 billion naira to fund basic education in the country, in contrast to the 92 billion naira provided over 6 years by the previous administration. Abdullahi Musa Suleja reports that Malam Adamu also noted that corruption and lack of political will, among other reasons, have been responsible for the inability of most states to provide their counterpart fund to enable them access the matching grant provided by the federal government for UBE.
During the 4 years under review, the government of President Muhammad Buhari provided a total grant of 350 billion to basic education in the country. As we said, this is conditional. Unless states pay their own counterpart funding, they don't get anything. The government decided now, or from now on, to be deducting it from source, so that states do not suffer as a result of the mistakes of their government.
The minister said the grant is for the procurement and supply of textbooks in various subjects, construction of classrooms, provision of library resources and training of teachers. As the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB fixed its date for the 2019 UTME and 8th mock examination, the board says any candidate who cannot be identified through biometrics verification will not be allowed to participate in the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede said this at a stakeholders meeting on strategic planning and preparations for the supervision and evaluation of the administration of the 2019 UTME in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
It is the gathering of stakeholders and academicians from universities, polytechnics and colleges of education in Nigeria, as the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board streamlines preparations for the conduct of the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede warned candidates and officials against the use of prohibited items during examination.
The chief examiner, no discretion about it. Anybody who cannot be verified on the biometric cannot write our exam.
With a robust bank that is properly safeguarded in place, the JAMB board says efforts are on to ensure candidates with special needs, like the visually impaired and the deaf, have their own examination centers. Some participants at the meeting, divided into groups, also offered suggestions on how to conduct a hitch-free examination.
The members be given a means of identification so that if the need arises, they can call on the police or any law enforcement agency. If we educate our people on the views, they will gradually withdraw.
Meanwhile, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has fixed 1st of April for the 2019 mock examination and 11th of April 2019 as the commencement date for the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, which is expected to last for 5 days. The stakeholders meeting is expected to provide a strategic plan that will ensure an improvement on the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on the NTA. Let's now join Michael Olaleye for more news from Lagos. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Kene, and welcome to Lagos. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to ensuring that the Lagos-Ibadan railway service on the standard gauge rail will be realized before the peak of the rainy season. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, gave the assurance after the monthly inspection of the project. Tunde Saiki reports.
Following the successful completion of the Abeokuta station of the Lagos-Ibadan 156-kilometer standard gauge rail project, work has reached advanced stages at the Abeokuta-Ibadan end of the project. With this progress, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has advised the firm handling the project, the China Civil Engineering Construction Company, to expedite action on the pace, particularly the table works, ahead of the rains.
We would have finished track lane. You could be able to take a train from Lagos to Ibadan. But you see, you will not be having stations, you will not be having communication equipment. Then they would have continued the construction of stations. You saw the Butemeta station. Here is the Ibadan station that are trying to start construction and all that. We hope that before the rain starts, all that will commence.
The minister revealed that the project was stalled for a short while because of the rocky nature of the terrain, which he said has been leveled up.
I think we've done close to between 60 and 70% of the job. What will likely slow us down is not the tracks and the train, is the communication and the stations. And they've commenced in some areas to construct stations. I've not heard anything about the communication. So if you are running just one train, then you can actually run from Lagos to Ibadan without any trouble. But if you're going to run more than one train, then you need the communication equipment.
It will be recorded that the maiden train ride from Iju in Lagos State to Abeokuta in Ogun State was flagged off last month by the minister. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
The demolition of structures in Lagos almost led to another disaster as one of the buildings marked for demolition caved in. Amaka O reports that 4 people who were rescued from the rubble sustained injury.
incident occurred this time around at number 12 Egerton Street by OK Anrin Market.
On getting here, I had an information that 4 people were inside the buildings, demolished the building. But unfortunately, two people were injured, in which have been carried to the Abuja hospital. That is the DPO coming. Why remain only the other two people released. They came out successfully.
The building was under demolition. So in that course, those working, maybe as a result of their lack of experience, it got collapsed.
Security and emergency rescue operatives were also at the scene to control the crowd. Other respondents urged the government to ensure that distressed buildings still standing tall, among other structures, are pulled down to avert impending disaster.
Any developer they are giving house to develop, they should lead them first to look the foundation of the place. If the place have water, they should fill it very well before they start any work.
You protect human being lives when you pull down distressed houses without anybody losing his life. You protect life when that is done and nobody dies.
Meanwhile, demolition shifted to number 24 Beckley Street and other areas around Obalende. Lagosians also urged the government to ensure safety of lives as the exercise continues. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
One of Nigeria's foremost financial institutions, Zenith Bank PLC, has declared a dividend of 2 naira 80 kobo for the year ended 31st December 2018. Chairman of the bank, Jim Ovia, at the 28th annual general meeting of the institution assures shareholders of an improved financial outing in 2019. Abolade Salami completes the report.
The 28th annual general meeting of Zenith Bank PLC afforded shareholders the opportunity to access the financial year report of the bank ended 31st December 2018. Profit before tax is put at 192 billion naira, showing an increase of 13.6%. Management of Zenith Bank PLC thereafter proposed a dividend of 2 naira 50 kobo, aside the earlier paid 30 kobo interim dividend to its shareholders in the course of 2018 financial year.
And is hereby declared payable on pro rata basis to the shareholders holding fully paid ordinary shares registered in the books of the company at the close of business on the 8th day of March 2019.
Managing Director of the bank, Peter Amangbo, said despite some challenges the banking industry witnessed in 2018, Zenith Bank PLC increased its total deposit to 2.82 trillion naira, representing a 2.9% growth compared to 2017. Profit after tax similarly rose to 165 billion naira, while the bank assets grew from 4.83 trillion naira to 4.96 trillion naira.
The important thing is what value are we getting? We will consistently continue to train our people in the most efficient manner.
Shareholders attribute the outstanding performance of the bank to the commitment of its management in sustaining the leadership role in the banking industry.
We need dividends, and the Zenith Bank have given us a bountiful dividends.
Management of Zenith Bank assured shareholders of sustaining its brand, which is synonymous with innovation and deployment of cutting-edge technology to cater for the expectations of its customers. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
This is still NTA Network News. More report with Kene after this timeout. Please stay tuned.
Helen!
Hey, where's your mom?
Today is her toilet day.
What? Helen! Toilet day? Tomorrow you're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with all this, it still won't be party ready. Impossible! Challenge? New Ticker Harpic 10X. Even if you use this solution 10 times, it won't give you the same cleaning like Harpic because its new Ticker formulation sticks to the bowl better, giving you a sparkling clean toilet. Wow! New Harpic 10X gives me the freedom from toilet day.
I thought leaving the country was the best decision for me and my future.
I left for a better life.
We were picked up by immigration officials and sent to a detention camp.
I spent 8 months in the detention camp.
There was no food,
no water.
I saw people being beaten like animals.
Some women were raped. Some women were sold as slaves.
I thought I would never see my loved ones again.
I have made the biggest mistake of my life.
I have wasted all my savings.
I have to start all over again.
Migration is a human phenomenon which cannot be stopped. But if we choose to migrate, we advocate that it should be done in a safe, orderly, regular, and dignified way, and not in a dangerous and tortuous manner.
This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons.
From our wonderful family, meet Patty for celebrating the high points of life with friends. And then there's me, Jolly, bringing nourishment to every gathering. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
Thank you very much.
Oga from what's on? I bet some me want malaria medicine for dear.
You don't run malaria tests, so?
Of course not. I want that one when I be they buy before chloroquine.
No more before malaria medicine for here. Oh. Now confirm malaria medicine will be artemisinin-based combination therapy (ACT) where they kill malaria pata na here the same.
ACT. Like to the art film.
No, ACT. The one where they act for the malaria, where they live for inside our body, like person when they pay rent, come kill them. Finish her one time.
Me one now.
You don't go.
Yes, so if you get symptoms like fever, always test and confirm. Say you get malaria. Go ask for ACT, artemisinin-based combination therapy from your pharmacy. Now, Government of Nigeria and Rollback Malaria Partners bring you now this message. For a malaria-free Nigeria, play your part.
Thank you for staying with us on the Network News. Instability in Venezuela and growing evidence in slowdown in the U.S. shale pushes oil prices up. Moplang Dakog is in the studio with details and more on business news. Moplang, you're on.
Hello, Kene. We begin from the agricultural sector, where annual rice production of Nigeria is put at 8 million tons annually, with 12 million farmers engaged in the production of the commodity. Statistics from the Association of Rice Farmers of Nigeria indicates that farmers are producing an average of 4 million tons per cropping season. President, Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, Aminu Goroyo, says Nigeria has no option than to put a total ban on rice importation before the end of this year. He says the association is collaborating with the federal government towards reducing the cost of production, which will bring down the price of milled rice in the market. Meanwhile, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, says it is likely to cancel its planned meeting in April and decide whether to extend oil output cuts in June. The ministerial panel of OPEC and its allies recommended this on Monday to enable the market assess the full impact of the United States sanctions on Iran and the crisis in Venezuela. Commodity price check shows that Brent oil price stood at $67.37 a barrel today, an increase of 0.31% as OPEC basket dropped to $66.91 per barrel. And the Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index drops by 0.06% to open the week negative. 205.7 million shares exchanged hands on the floor of the exchange, valued at 1.9 billion naira in 3,821 deals, while market capitalization dropped to 11.6 trillion naira. Its year-to-date returns currently stands at minus 0.97%. 101 equities participated in trading. The financial institution was the toast of investors led by Access, Zenith, and UBA. They each transacted over 20 million shares, while Dangote Flour, Union Dak, and McNichols Consolidated PLC led 11 price gainers, with Dangote Flour gaining as much as 10 naira 95 kobo, with 7.35% share price appreciation. And that's business news. Kene, it's over to you.
Thanks indeed, Moplank. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele and governors of the Southeast and South-South states of Nigeria are partnering with other key players to develop a sustainable palm oil belt in the country. Vivian Idepefor reports that the move is in line with the focus of the federal government to diversify the economy, create jobs, and increase foreign exchange earnings.
In the 1950s and 1960s, Nigeria was not only the world's leading producer of palm oil, it was also the largest exporter of palm oil, with close to 40% of the global market share. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria reveals that the country now ranks 5th among leading producers of the commodity and barely produces up to 3% of the global supply of palm oil, with estimated production of 800,000 metric tons of palm oil. The meeting, at the instance of the Central Bank Governor, is to find a sustainable approach to strengthen Nigeria's production and development of the value chain, considering the availability of more than 3 million hectares of farmland for oil palm cultivation.
We'll also work to encourage viable off-taker agreements between farmers and large-scale palm producing companies. Loans will be granted through our Anchor program and the Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme programs at no more than 9% per annum to identified core borrowers.
At the current global market price of $600 per ton and an assumed production level of 16 million metric tons, Nigeria can generate up to $10 billion in foreign exchange.
I think number one problem there would have been inappropriate pricing in the complete value chain. We are interested in value addition, and we have a 50-hectare land earmarked for agro-industrial concern, which is going to be private sector driven.
So I believe we can start with a plan of 1 million hectares immediately within the next couple of months.
With planned interventions in cocoa, cassava, beef, cattle ranching, dairy and fish sectors, key players believe that very soon every region will feel the positive impact of the ongoing agricultural revolution in the country. In Abuja, Vivian Idepefor, NTA News.
The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has restated its commitment to safeguard the nation's financial industry through knowledge sharing and interagency collaboration. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the NDIC, Umoru Ibrahim, made this known during a seminar organized for management staff of the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja. Leah Katung Babatunde reports.
Monetary and fiscal policies are the major policies used in managing economies and rely heavily on each other. This explains why players on both sides in Nigeria regularly interface to streamline their positions. This seminar is at the instance of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, a critical member of financial safety, saddled with the primary objective of protecting bank depositors and promoting public confidence. It seeks to achieve optimal performance and stability in the nation's financial system. The seminar also aims to sharpen the skills of the ministry's staff to enable them address evolving challenges in the Nigerian economy.
We want them to know more about what we do, and even the other things that are happening in the economy, like issue of financial inclusion, fintech, even issue related to consumer protection, which ordinarily we want them to know so that at least will help them in at least carrying out their day-to-day activities.
There's a synergy between Federal Ministry of Finance and Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation. And so we need to be at the same page in our attempt to make sure that the Nigeria financial system works smoothly.
The corporation is engaging with the Ministry of Finance to upscale human resource potentials in the financial sector. In Abuja, I'm Lerkating Baba today, NTA News.
You're watching the network news broadcast live from Abuja. The news returns shortly. Don't go away.
Here you go.
Madam.
That's it. Those naira are enough.
Hi, dear. Helen! You got so much even after spending so little.
Savings is such a necessity.
You save everywhere, but here, you lose it all. How? With this?
Impossible.
New Tika Apic 10X. Even after applying up to 1 liter of your solution multiple times, you won't get the same cleaning that Apic gives you in a single round.
And the expense?
Far less compared to your 1 liter of solution. New Tika Apic. Toughen cleaning,
toughen savings.
Your perfect family is under threat by germs. Infectious diseases are now the world's biggest killer of adults and children. These infectious diseases are caused by germs. They are everywhere. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily in unclean water, dirty surfaces, in the toilets, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes. Germs can cause deadly diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, flu, and cough. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 Cup Full for surface cleaning in your bathing water, in your laundry water, for first aid to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Introducing Dettol Antiseptic Liquid in Sachet for only 40 naira.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Nigeria's Tandi Toluwa Adewumi shines at New York State Chess Championship as golfers compete for top prize in the PGA NMPC GMD's camp in Abuja. We have details on Sports Update. The emergence of 8-year-old Nigerian boy Tandi Toluwa Adewumi as the champion of New York State Chess Championship in his age category has increased the call for the development of the sport at the grassroots.
The problem we've been having in the past is that we don't have fundamental structures that will make us to see or make us to have a successful transition to the next level.
The young star, who has set a target to become the world's youngest chess grandmaster, started playing the sport barely 20 months ago. Head coach of Nigeria's under-23 men's football team, Imama Amapakabo, has assured on a positive result when they play against Libya in the first leg of 2019 CAF under-23 men's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in Tunisia on Wednesday. The 23-man team, which departed Lagos Monday, has 12 Nigeria Professional Football League-based stars, including Lobby stars John Lazarus, while Turkey-based Azubike Okechukwu and Villarreal Samuel Chukwueze are among the 11 foreign-based players. Top Nigerian golfers, including number 1 ranked Andrew Odo, teed off the first round of the 2019 Nigeria PGA NMPC GMD's Cup on Monday at the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja. 69 players are in a stroke play contest over 72 holes, while in a hunt for a share of the 8 million naira purse prize until Thursday.
It's about time we begin to see corporate organizations give support to the development of professional sports, because the image of the country is promoted mostly in professional sports.
This is the first time the tournament is open to professional golfers. With Sports Update. The death has been announced of Hajia Hadisetu Yusuf, who died at the age of 105. She is survived by children, including Brigadier General M.D. Yusuf, retired, a former Director, Army Public Relations and Director, Defense Information. A devout Muslim, late Hajia Hadisetu was a loving woman who touched the lives of many. She has since been buried according to Islamic rites. Time now for weather forecast.